everyone from Hertz Arena. Welcome to the Florida Everblades pregame show alongside Jake Maurice. I'm Alli, Vellucci. We have a lot to talk about today. A new face and net for the Everblades, just how hot the special teams are and how much depth the Blades have right now. Jake, a lot of good things to talk about after last night's 9-4 win. What stood out to you about Florida's dominance last night?
Well, just how many players were contributing offensively. I mean, you had 6 guys with multi-point games last night for the Everblades. 2 of your top liners, Joe Pendenza and Brad Morrison, with 4 and 3 points respectively, leading the way. Joe Pendenza is now on a 10-game point streak. It was an all-around team victory yesterday, and it was the most amount of goals and the biggest margin of victories Florida's had all season. Just all-around excellent hockey to watch.
Brad Morrison had a hat trick last night. Head coach Brad Ralph called him a breath of fresh air yesterday, and he's just been dominant, especially on the left side. A power play goal by Joe Pendenza. What about their line is working so well for them right now?
It's just how quickly the two of them have built chemistry. Coach Ralph talked about it before today's game. He was just talking about how you don't always know which player is going to build chemistry, but Joe Pendenza, his calm demeanor really helped Brad Morrison ease into his line naturally. And then Kobe Roth, the third member of that group, he's a guy that can pretty much play with anyone and make them better. So it just creates a line where they all feed into each other. And Pendenza and Morrison, normally they're guys who would pass first, but that kind of works between the two of them because they're both just looking for each other, trusting the other to bury it, and that's what they've been doing. Brad Morrison now with 4 goals since joining the Everblades, the 3 last night. The second hat trick of the season for Florida. Just those two have been excellent together.
7 points between Pendenza and Morrison last night. I talked to Joe Pendenza last night and asked him just how much chemistry is being built on their line. Take a look. Joe, a 4-point night for you, a goal and 3 assists, a 10-game point streak that you're on right now. What's working so well for you when you're putting up numbers like that?
Good line mates. Rother and Morrison are really good players, so I'm the elder statesman there, so probably holding them back a little bit, but other than that, it's really good playing with those guys.
Head coach Brad Ralph called you and Morrison a breath of fresh air this morning. What has his style of play brought to your line?
He just looks to make plays. He's really quick, and he wants to hold on to the puck. He wants to make plays, and he's a pure passer and doesn't really like shooting the puck much, but I'm trying to get him to shoot a little bit more.
Let's talk the red-hot special teams. 2 for 3 on the power play last night for Florida against the top PK in the league. They were setting the tone early on in the game. A goal by Joe Pendenza and Jake Smith both on the power play. What exactly set them apart and put them in those positions last night?
Just how well they were moving the puck. I mean, you could see even before the power play where Joe Pendenza scored that goal, the team was moving the puck well. They were getting different looks. Roth almost tipped in a couple of chances off the stick of Pendenza where they were getting that set up intentionally. There were some chances from the blue line looking for a screen through traffic and just trying to float one through. They were trying to set up Jake Smith and Pendenza on opposite sides to put one in the net, and eventually throughout the game they did. So when you get multiple looks on a power play and you make them dangerous early on, then all of a sudden Savannah doesn't know what's coming because they know, okay, there's a dangerous option in the middle, there's dangerous options on the left and right, and we have to respect the shot at the blue line. You allow yourself to open up more opportunities when there's just more options. And the Everblades, scoring 2 goals against the top penalty kill in the league, that is a huge confidence builder for this power play for Florida.
Not only was a power play hot last night, but the PK shut down Savannah's power play 2 for 2 on the PK for Florida. What standard does that set now going into tonight for Florida?
Well, it was first time it was great to see the discipline, only taking 2 penalties in the game, going down only those 2 times. That's huge because it just makes it way easier to play for yourself and go for offense when you're not forced to kill off penalty after penalty, which is something the Everblades have had trouble with a couple of times this season. As for the PK, it just means that Savannah really didn't have an easy opportunity to get themselves back into the game. And there are points where this game was close. It was a 1-goal game going into the third period, 4-3. So Savannah, if they were able to get a power play goal, all of a sudden tied game, we could be talking about a completely different match last night. But the PK comes through. It makes sure that Savannah doesn't have anything they can use to build momentum for themselves and allow the Everblades to, once they got back to 5-on-5, just keep the good times rolling offensively.
I talked to head coach Brad Ralph last night and asked him about his red-hot special teams. Take a look at what he had to say. Coach, 2 for 3 on the power play tonight against the top PK in the league. What was so dangerous about the man advantage tonight?
I think we've just had a lot of chemistry lately. Brad Morrison has entered into the other unit. He's made a big difference as well. So, we just have good players that have a lot of chemistry. It's going well, and they're playing with confidence.
You said this morning that Savannah was going to come into this one fast-paced, very quick style game. How did you see your team slow things down on your side and settle into it?
Yeah, I thought our neutral zone forecheck, it's difficult to skate through. We were able to turn some pucks over. I thought we did a good job possessing the puck in the offensive zone, cycling it, using the back net, changing sides. So, it wasn't a pretty game from both ends, but we were able to put the puck in the net, get some opportunistic goals.
A new face in net last night for the Florida Everblades. Goalie Trevor Gorsuch's first game with the Everblades. It's not an easy position to come into. This has been Cam Johnson's crease all season long. What stood out to you about his game last night?
Yeah, coming in after Cam Johnson made 17 consecutive starts is not very easy, but Johnson needed the rest, and Gorsuch, he looked a little bit, I wouldn't say nervous in the beginning, but he looked like a goalie that just hadn't played in a little bit because Johnson was getting start after start, and it's been a long time since Gorsuch had gotten into a professional crease. Game action way different than practice, as you know. So once he shook that off, though, and the team was playing really well in front of him, he was able to settle into his crease, make 17 saves on 21 shots for the win. Wasn't the greatest performance, but it was enough to get the win on this night, and it's encouraging for the coaching staff because now, okay, we can trust that Gorsuch, yeah, we're not going to get Cam Johnson in the crease, but we're going to get a goalie who's going to play well enough to give us a chance so long as we bring our best game. And that's really all you can ask of a netminder, a backup netminder, is to just give you a chance to pick up the 2 points. Gorsuch provided that last night.
Another game tonight for the Everblades, and then another game right back at it tomorrow. Who do you think we're going to see in the net tonight?
That's a tough question because Orlando.
We can only make predictions from up here.
Yeah, Orlando is rolling right now, too. They've won 5 straight. They've got a game tonight, and then they're going to be at home facing off against the Everblades tomorrow, a road game. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see Johnson go back-to-back here and then figure it out for Wednesday for a 3-game set at home against a very tough South Carolina Stingrays opponent. But I think after last night, it actually becomes a discussion because if Gorsuch had a rough game last night, you wouldn't even be considering it. You just throw Johnson in. Gorsuch has made himself an option for tonight, which is exactly what Florida needed him to do.
All right, back to our pregame show magic. I'm not sure if we should keep calling it pregame show magic or just Alli Vellucci magic. I called out Brad Morrison last night for my hero of the game. He goes on to have a hat trick. I'm not going to try to put any pressure on you here, Jake, but who do you have for tonight?
Well, I'm going with a bit of a safe option. Joe Pendenza on a 10-game point streak. Got 4 points in yesterday's game, 16 points over that 10-game span. He's been excellent, so I see no reason that stops tonight.
I'm going to go with maybe a less popular option, Kyle Neuber, a goal last night. I think he's going to ruffle some feathers tonight, maybe get a little physical, and something we should maybe see against the Savannah team. 3 keys of the game. I'm going to go first. The one that I think that Florida needs to really stick to, Brad Ralph said last night that his main concern coming into last night's game was setting the tone early. He knew Savannah was going to come into this one fast. They have a quick style of game, so keeping them on their toes, keeping them back and limited on their options has been a huge thing. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, for sure. And just very quickly to that point, they're going to be coming hard tonight because they're going to be upset with how yesterday's game went. So you've got to be ready for Savannah to come flying right out of the dressing room. Main key for me tonight is going to be just like last night, use your momentum. Florida in that third and first period especially, when they got themselves feeling good, they were just able to stack it and stack it and stack it and keep building off of it on their way to the 9-4 win. Keep doing that again. You're going to have another good crowd here at Hertz Arena tonight cheering you on. Use that, and you're going to be able to build something special for yourself tonight.
All right, Blades fans, get ready for some Saturday night hockey. Warm-ups and puck drop are up next.